Hi, I'm Lori Stevens. I'm with ABC Research Laboratories. I'm a business development director, and my area of focus is restaurants and food service. And I'd like for us to talk a little bit about the true cost of missing your quality targets. See, most people think that quality ranges are set where they are because of the guest experience. And while that's really true, absolutely true, we want red strawberries, we want red tomatoes, that's not the whole picture. And there's a couple of different points that I think are important for us to investigate so we can talk about what the true costs are if you don't hit those quality ranges. The first point that is our true cost of missing our quality range is around food safety, which seems kind of obvious. When we receive product into the back of the house of a restaurant, there's lots of things we're going to do to control for food safety, right? So we're going to look at cooking temperature, thaw time, thaw temperature. We're also going to look at, say, grill temperature for a grilled chicken breast. But if we receive the product and it doesn't meet our quality range, let's say it's too thin, what's going to happen? It's going to overcook based on all the parameters we've set in the back of the house. And so that results in a poor guest experience. But let's say it's too thick and we have all of these control points set up, but we might undercook that product, which has a great potential of leading to an undercooked chicken breast and potential for foodborne illness. And so that's where missing your quality target will directly impact food safety. So that's one of the main reasons, the main reason, why it's important for us to hit our quality ranges so we can make sure we're producing safe food served to the guest. The second point we need to consider when we're looking at the true cost of quality ranges is financial. This also might seem obvious, but two things we really need to consider here is what our yield is going to be, and then what we're looking for the product. So looking to make sure that our suppliers are not cutting costs, not potentially having any fraud in the product, so that we're getting what we pay for. So let's look at those two things. So the first thing is yield. There's lots of products that we buy in the restaurant industry that we buy by weight but sell by the each. And that might seem kind of things that don't match there, and it's true, it's really difficult. So if you buy something, let's say a 30-pound case of chicken tenders, and you sell those by the each, so that makes 90 servings. So you want to make sure that you're getting 30 pounds, that it's the right piece count, because you're actually ending up selling it by the piece. And so if we don't hit our piece count and our case weights, we're not going to get the yield in the restaurant. So our actual versus theoretical is going to go way down. And so we're going to be missing profits right there just because we missed our quality ranges. And so the other point in the financial bucket of why we need to be looking at these things is that sometimes suppliers do cut corners, and we want to know that. We want to know that we're getting what we paid for. So let's say a 7-ounce steak. We want to make sure if our specification says 7 ounces plus or minus a half ounce, that we're getting 7 ounces. We're not getting, say, 6.5 ounces or 6 ounces. So then we're not getting what we paid for. We're not giving the guests their full experience. And that also ties into some of the other reasons why we need to check for our quality ranges. Because let's say the menu shows a beautiful 7-ounce filet. We're actually getting 6-ounce fillets, so that's not going to match our marketing material, which is another point in the conversation, is that our marketing material, so what's on the menu, what's on the stand-up promo material on the table, they match. Because guests look, they say, I want that steak. And then when the steak comes to the table and it's the plated menu item that doesn't match the picture, that's also not good for guest experience. So that's where missing our quality ranges impacts directly with the guest experience for matching our marketing materials. Another thing that has to match is the coast-to-coast perception of what the guest gets. So if they see a TV commercial in Cleveland and they're on vacation in Los Angeles, they want to make sure that that chicken breast matches what they saw in Cleveland to what they get in Los Angeles. Because if they don't match, that's also going to be a negative impact. They're going, hey, this is not what I saw on TV. I want the one that has the juicy cheese and the big plate presentation. So those things are important. And they're things you might not think of being directly tied to a cost of missing your quality range. The final point I'd like for us to talk about is supporting innovation. So I don't think people will think about this either, is that the true cost of missing your quality ranges could actually impact when you test an innovative product. So let's say you take a great product, cool, you know it's going to work, it's on trend, but somehow it gets to the restaurant and it hasn't met the quality range that you established. So you have this great idea, this innovative product that could be the next big thing for your restaurant, but because it didn't hit its quality range, let's say the color is off. Let's say it's supposed to be slightly brown and it's way too brown. Or it's supposed to have tinges of green and there's no green. And so that's going to completely change how the product tests with guests. So you might have had the next big thing, but because it wasn't produced or didn't reach your test facility, meeting the quality range, the test is going to fizzle, you're going to have a bad read, and you're just not going to know how the true idea could have turned out. So I hope this gives you a few different ideas of ways to look at what are the true costs of missing your quality ranges. So we talked about a couple today, right? We talked about food safety, we talked about financial impacts, we talked about uniformity to the marketing materials. So what you get as a plated item in front of you matches the menu. We talked about the uniformity from coast to coast, so that if you see a commercial in Cleveland, it's the same product you're going to get in Los Angeles. And then we talked about supporting innovation, making your great ideas really great and really show up to the guests as being something new and novel. I hope you found these points useful. If you'd like to talk about them some more, I would welcome that. Please feel free to give me a call at 352-281-2234 or send me an email at loriS@abcr.com. Thanks, and I look forward to talking to you.